So more reports are coming out in regards to the opening scene for Avengers Doomsday, and it's coming from none other than Cosmic Wonder. Let's see what he has to say about what could possibly happen in Avengers Doomsday.
We have some insane reports about the opening scene for Avengers Doomsday, the first actual scene that we will see on screen when we go to watch the movie. It is being described as something that could be the greatest superhero opening scene
That's saying
of
a lot.
all time if they pull it off. And reports are now even saying, based on what insiders are hearing, a lot of people don't even know how they're going to pull it off because it sounds so epic. And a lot of insiders are backing up these reports about what we're going to see. So it looks like this could be true. And it's insane. Reportedly, what it starts off with is Tobey Maguire versus the X-Men. And apparently the X-Men destroy Tobey Maguire's universe.
Wait.
Now,
Pause. Hold on. So we're going to start with the X-Men fighting Toby himself. Yes, it's nostalgia with Toby, but that scene alone is peak. You want to get someone's attention right away. You go with that. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. Imagine you're sitting there, you see this group of X-Men and they're going into his universe and just destroying stuff. And you're like, why are they doing that? What's going on here? Oh my gosh, that sounds pretty dope.
I think I know how this is going to happen, but let's go over the reports. So I first came out from John Campea. John Campea came out and said that the Russo brothers were able to eclipse everything else Marvel has ever done in terms of action for Avengers Doomsday. So this movie is going to be nonstop action packed, which I'm all here for.
So am I. Keep us entertained. And I want this movie to be as long as it needs to be to fit everything. Don't cut stuff out. Let's see it for what it really is. And I'm telling you, like, if they reach the levels of Infinity Wars and Endgame, now I don't think they're going to be better than those films. I don't expect that from Avengers Doomsday. But if you give us that feeling, that magic, woo, I would be looking forward to Secret Wars.
The opening scene, this is John Campea, is said to shoot you like a cannon out of the gate, and the massive action doesn't let up. Now, if you think about all of the different teams, all of the different stories, all of the variants that we're going to see in Avengers Doomsday, it makes sense that they wouldn't stop. And I believe, ultimately, we're going to see a crazy Doom, not just of pure physical force and magical force and technological force, because he is all of those things, but a very cunning and very manipulative and very, let's just say, persuasive Doom, which I think is something we actually do really need to see.
I agree. I want to see Dr. Doom fooling Steve Rogers. I want to see him manipulating all these Avengers to get on his side. It's about Dr. Doom. Remember Thanos, when he came in swinging. He was not messing around. He collected all the stones, and you felt like the Avengers are in disarray. They're hopeless. So we transitioned from Infinity Wars, where Thanos won, to Endgame, and they had to go through that grief and that process of losing people. I want to see that same type of energy with Doctor Doom, where he comes out the gate swinging, that he's here to take over these universes, and you have no chance whatsoever. Because remember, you have Secret Wars to build off Avengers Doomsday. So if we come in, it's action nonstop, we get great fight scenes, and Doctor Doom is leading the charge, then we're going to be in good shape for Avengers Secret Wars.
So this report is being reported on and being kind of backed up by a lot of different insiders. Murphy's Multiverse, My Time to Shine Hello. She says Avengers Doomsday opening scene is being described as one of, if not the best opening scenes in a superhero movie ever. John Campea specifically goes on to say, I have something I haven't told you yet. What this person indicated to me was the sheer volume of action is going to eclipse everything else Marvel's ever done. People are going to lose their minds. The movie starts with its foot through the door and shoots you like a cannon out of the gate. There's no slow start. It's massive action right from the beginning. The scale is insane, and it doesn't let up. And like I said, a bunch of other insiders are reporting the same. Nerdrotics reports the X-Men will reportedly destroy Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe in Avengers Doomsday. This is said to be the scene that John Campea is talking about, that Avengers Doomsday is going to open with. And some other insiders back this up as well. Chad from the Geeky Cast said that Neurotics also says this. And then Josh from Denim Nerd said this lines up with everything that he's heard. The movie is going to blow everyone's minds. So everything seems to really point to the fact that this is going to be the opening scene. We've actually heard Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is going to be in the opening scene.
And this movie has to be incredible. It cannot be mid. It cannot be good. It has to be something where you're taking the normies back into Marvel, where they're returning to watch your movies. If we get an epic Avengers Doomsday, then you shoot off from there. Then we have our Secret Wars, and now you can recast other Marvel characters, bring in the X-Men. I hope they recast T'Challa. I want to see another Black Panther as T'Challa. The way this is sounding, I love it, but it's got to be executed properly. They come out swinging, not messing around, that we're here to please the fans. Of course, there's going to be nostalgia, but if you can just entertain the fans and not cut out scenes, because if they're like, well, we don't want to have a situation where the movie's going to be longer than necessary. No, give the fans what they want. Take your time, Russo brothers, and just straight cook.
Previous reports said the opening scene was him basically watching his universe be destroyed, and then the TVA comes and picks him up. Now, I think we can fully expect the TVA to go pick up Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and I expected to see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's universe die, but I did not expect that the universe was going to be destroyed by the X-Men. And I don't specifically think that the X-Men are out to destroy Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I don't think they're going around the multiverse trying to destroy universes.
Yeah, that makes
what I
sense.
think most likely is happening, and this is going to be a page directly from the comics, which I love, is that an incursion is simply happening between their universes. And the only way to save your universe in the comics, the only way to survive an incursion is if you destroy the other universe. And I think the X-Men have figured that out. I think Beast and Professor X and Magneto, whoever is in charge, whoever realizes what is happening, I think they're going to realize the only way that they can survive is to destroy the other universe. And I think just that alone is going to be really great to see on scene, because people are going to struggle with that. Professor X is going to say, we can't destroy an entire other universe to save our own. But someone like Magneto would come in and say, oh, yes, we can.
Yeah.
And do what they can to survive. That's what I believe is going to go down. Of course, that's not confirmed at this point in time, but I don't see a scenario where the X-Men are going about the multiverse, conquering it, trying to destroy other planets. But when the universes get close, they have to fight. And that's how we get, and reportedly it's Tobey Maguire and Doc Ock fighting the X-Men.
Wow.
And it makes sense that almost everybody on one planet would come together to fight the other one.
And that makes sense because remember in No Way Home, Tom Holland fixed Doc Ock, and they had that interaction, him and Tobey Maguire at the end of the movie, which is really cool. And then you have to wonder, where's Mary Jane involved in all this? And how is Dr. Doom going to manipulate the X-Men and destroying Tobey Maguire's universe? Like, it makes you wonder, how is he involved with all this going on? And I could see, like you said, Magneto convincing Professor Xavier, look, we got to save our universe. And here you use an argument about, it's all about mutants, yada, yada, yada. And you got to do what's best for us. Oh, man. I love this. This would be fantastic.
As of right now, I guess that universe is Tobey and Doc. So the TVA shows up and saves him. So we have to remember some things as well. We have heard this in the past. We had heard an early report about the X-Men universe actually destroys another universe and is on a path with our universe, as well as the 828 universe. That is said to be kind of like the big three of the incursions. Our world, our universe is in jeopardy because the X-Men universe and the 828 universe are both going to basically have an incursion with us. And this also makes a lot of sense as to why Doom would take the Avengers to the X-Men universe and say, they are the bad guys. We have to stop them. Because we know, based on reports, of course, that is what happens. Doom goes to the X-Men universe, and we get an Avengers versus the X-Men scene. This is reportedly why we get that scene. Because the X-Men are going to be viewed as villains because of what has happened with Tobey Maguire's universe. And if Tobey is there, he might not be with the group. But if he is, he's going to tell everybody, yeah, they destroyed my universe. Yeah. From his perspective, that's what happened. But he might also be with the multiversal Avengers team, like with Deadpool, Wolverine, X-23, all of them. They might not meet up with everybody else. They might be there protecting Loki.
Yeah, who knows which team Toby's gonna join. So with the X-Men, that makes more sense. So Doctor Doom probably won't have anything to do with the X-Men. I just don't know yet. It's very fascinating how they're gonna make this all come together. But seeing Doctor Doom just manipulate people, get people on his side, oh man, I just can't wait for that. Especially like we talked about where they're not gonna reveal Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark until Secret Wars. So that makes sense. And I know people are like, well, duh, we know that already. But they're trying to build something. So I have no problem with that whatsoever. These reports sound incredible. I'm going to stop the video there. But what are your thoughts about this opening scene? And does this excite you for Avengers Doomsday? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.